Erica Mena is renowned for her fiery attitude and forthright nature, but no one could have expected the emotional tempest that occurred when Yandy Smith's jaw-dropping claims hit the internet. Day's tales of betrayal secrets from the past, and dramatic admissions threatening to damage reputations. But when Yandi supposedly indicated that Erica formerly worked as a call, everything blew. Fans are stunned. The internet is in commotion. And Erica isn't remaining quiet. In a teary live session that's now going viral, Erica broke down and denied everything, and begging with her supporters to trust her side of the tale. The drama did not stop there. Screenshots appeared. Unknown insiders began speaking out, and even Mendeecees found himself dragged. Back into the limelight, is this a personal vengeance from Yandi? Or is there truth behind the claims? And why now? When Erica was reportedly attempting to restore her image, emotions ran high. Social media is divided down the middle, and both ladies look ready to go to battle tonight. We break it all down: the tears, accusations, aftermath, and you. As allegations began to spread like wildfire throughout social media, fans were left puzzled and split. Some felt Yandi was just envious of Erica's rising notoriety, while others swore Yandi had legitimate receipts that might damage Erica's name forever. No one anticipated things to erupt the way they did, particularly when Erica herself broke down in tears during a surprise live broadcast. It all began with a mysterious tweet from Yandy's Fenina account, in which she wrote, "Some of these girls are behaving elegant today, but I recall when they were paid to be gorgeous rather than simply for looks." The internet lighted up instantaneously. Fans linked the connections and soon concluded the message was directed for Erica, only a few hours after a foggy screenshot started circulating, supposedly showing Yandi in a private conversation bragging about a specific lady who used to work nights in Miami for wealthy customers. The drama didn't stop there. Within minutes, TikTok users were producing investigative films, bloggers were putting together timelines, and fans were publishing side-by-side comparisons of Erica's previous images. What stung hardest was an old, seldom-seen picture that emerged, showing Erica in a tight dress outside a fancy hotel described by a gossip portal with just one word, and people went wild with the comment. "I didn't need to say much. The comments did the rest." One person said, "I always felt there was more to her tale," while another remarked, "This is going tuggly." Erica remained mute at first, attempting to pretend that the noise wasn't upsetting her. But behind the scenes, insiders say she was heartbroken. Her staff began scurrying to perform damage control, calling out to blogs and attempting to get the postings removed. But then came the audio leak. A voice note began circulating online, purportedly captured at a party when Yandi was overheard calling someone a complete escort claiming to be a mother. Was not crystal clear, but some were persuaded it was Yandi's voice and the target, Erica. That night, Erica eventually went live, her face puffy from sobbing. Voice shaking, she peered into the camera for a long second before saying, "I wasn't going to say anything," she said, choking back tears. "But you're really trying to ruin me like I haven't. We fought hard to put the past behind." The discussion blew up immediately. As people flooded, Erica said, "I'm not what they're saying I am. And the fact that it's coming from someone I once called a friend, that's the real deal." Betrayal. People lost it. Comments flooded in. Wait, Yandi and Erica were friends. What happened between them? So Yandi indeed stated all of the internet had questions, and suddenly the drama had gone from suspicious postings to full-blown conflict. The following morning, another bomb fell, and a gossip portal shared images of what they said were private direct messages. Between Erica and many high-profile guys, the inference was clear. They wanted people to assume there was a pattern. One message stated, "You know I'll make it worth your time, just don't tell anyone." It was supposedly from Erica, who disputed everything and claimed the screenshots were false, but the harm was already done. Her name was trending for all the wrong reasons. Things got even worse when a hazy video circulated showing Erica and Mendeecees in the same room at a private after-party from years ago. There was no visible contact, but fans thought they appeared too cozy. Suddenly, others began making even deeper links, which is why Yandi was upset. One tweet said, "What if this entire situation is because Erica and Mendeecees had a thing?" The hypotheses escalated out of control. Everyone had something too. Some were certain this was all about envy, while others felt Yandi was using this to finally take down someone she perceived as a danger. But then came the strangest twist yet. An anonymous A-tipster messaged a prominent gossip site saying they had spotted Erica on the arm of a billionaire businessman at a premium hotel in Atlanta back in 2018. The message was vague and no names were given. However, it added fuel to the flames when a blogger shared it with the description, "More people coming forward. Is this Erica's truth?" Erica went live again, this time looking calmer but visibly exhausted. "I'm done playing nice," she stated. "I've been quiet, I've tried to take the high road, but suddenly people want to lie on me simply to gain clicks." She stopped, choking back more tears. "I've never sold myself, done the things they're accusing me of, and Yandi, if you've got something to say it to my face." People began selecting sides between Erica and Yandi. Sorry for Erica believing she was being unjustly targeted. Some claimed Yandi had been pushed too far and was finally disclosing the truth, and Mendeecees was in the center of it all. He remained utterly quiet, not commenting, posting, or appearing in public, and his silence screamed loudly. Fans began to wonder why he wasn't supporting Yandi, shutting down the speculations unless there's anything he doesn't want to come out. As if that wasn't enough, another blogger dropped a fresh bombshell, this time a screenshot of what looked to be an old communication between Yandi and someone. Yandi reportedly said in her inner circle's communications, "I should have exposed that girl years ago when she was getting way too close to my man." Fans lost their heads, so she was talking about Erica all along. It was about Mendeecees, not simply after the controversy had finally turned from hearsay to severe personal betrayal. People went back and brought out old reality show tapes of Yandi and Erica. The uneasy vibe, the phony grins, tension. It was all there in one moment. Erica complimented Mendeecees and Yandi's reply. Cold followers were now alleging Yandi had been waiting on this information for years, simply waiting for the ideal opportunity to strike. And evidently, this was it. Then came the account from a former VH1 intern, Yandi, and Erica had a shouting confrontation off camera years ago, according to the intern Yandi. Accused Erica of being too friendly and told producers that she didn't want to shoot with her again. The intern described the dispute as fierce, with both women being dragged away before things became violent. The post went viral. Instantly, the internet was startled. Suddenly, everything made sense. The hostility, the quiet tension, the subtle barbs on social media. All of it now had narrative, but fans weren't done yet. They wanted to know whether this was actually about old charges, or was Yandi finally retaliating for something that occurred years ago? And if so, what precisely did Erica do to cross that line? And just when things looked like they couldn't get more dramatic, someone intimated that Kirk, the name Kirk, was thrown into the mix, sending supporters into a frenzy. Until now, the spotlight had been all on Yandi Erica, and silent anxiety was gathering about Mendeecees. But when suspicions started to arise that Kirk could have had some sort of covert connection to Erica from her early days in the profession, everything shifted. The gossip site published a cryptic item titled, "Remember when Kirk used to scout talent outside of the club scene?" Well, it seems that someone from that period is finally speaking. They did not mention Erica by name, but the suggestion was, enough. People instantly believed the message was about her. Within hours, images were floating online of old tweets from an account supposedly belonging to one of Kirk's former acquaintances. He recalled a Latina beauty that Kirk attempted to control, but things became sticky quickly. Some fans pointed out that the time frame coincided eerily well with the moment Erica was attempting to break. Into the reality TV world, suddenly the whole storyline transformed. Was this not just about envy or betrayal, but something deeper, something personal? Erica attempted to shrug it off. She uploaded a tale on Instagram with the comment, "Y'all really out here writing fan fiction." But the harm had already been done, and people began exploring without having to go far. An old, never-aired VH1 commercial emerged featuring Kirk Rasheeda with a bunch of young women during a casting. Very obscured in the backdrop, someone who looked a lot like Erica. The tape was deleted down mere hours after it emerged, but by then it had already gone viral, making things worse. Was Rasheeda's quiet? She didn't post anything, didn't like or comment on any pertinent postings, and followers wondered where Rasheeda was. One commenter said, "If this isn't genuine, why isn't she shutting it down?" Her quietness just fanned further speculations. Some even suggested that Rasheeda had discovered out the truth years before, but kept it under wraps to protect the brand, her family, and the program. People started connecting the connections, thinking that this was all part of a big reality TV cover-up now falling in real time, and Yandi, for her part, stayed. Calculating. No direct remarks, no formal statement, just more cryptic. In a now-deleted tweet, she said, "Some secrets are like landmines. One wrong step and boom, everything's exposed, fans lost it." Is she talking about Kirk? Is she confirming the claims? And why has she come after Erica now? The vibe online was tumultuous, split, and louder than ever. Then, in an unexpected narrative twist, Bambi decided to join in during a live Q&A session. Fans questioned her whether she believed what was being stated about Erica. Bambi hesitated, cocked an eyebrow, and answered, "Look, I don't know all the circumstances, but let's just say I'm not shocked that things aren't always as they seem on television." That was all it needed. Fans clipped the moment, published it everywhere, and within an hour, Bambi Speaks was trending across platforms. Her unclear response only made matters worse for Erica. Had transpired, who else may come out by now? Erica was spinning in another life. She confronted the Kirk rumors head-on. Kirk Frost. "Honestly, y'all out there. Damn minds," she replied, plainly, irritated. "I've never been managed by him. I've never worked with him. And everything you're seeing is phony, altered, or taken out of context. Stop playing with my identity." But even as she denied everything, some admirers weren't persuaded. They pointed out her choice of words and how she didn't say she never knew Kirk, only that they hadn't interacted with each other. That little detail became a significant discussion topic in the comment sections, whereas Mendeecees finally broke his quiet, but not in the way fans anticipated. Rather than defending Yandi or clarifying up the claims, he tweeted a dark screen with the words "sometimes silence says everything." No tags, no descriptions, just that folks lost it. Was he attempting to keep impartial, or he removing himself from all the turmoil before it broke? More assumptions went wild. Maybe he knows it's true and doesn't want to be dragged. One admirer remarked. Another wrote, "If he actually had nothing to do with Erica, he would have said it by now." As for Yandi, she finally gave supporters what they'd wanted, pleading for at an interview on a podcast. She was challenged explicitly about the claims, and her tweet that seemed to allude to Erica Yandi didn't say Erica's name, but her comments impacted home. "All I'm saying is you can't pretend to be one thing and then come for other people as if your history doesn't exist," she added. "I'm not perfect, but I've been honest from the beginning. I've never had to lie about where I came from or who I was with." Fans exploded. It wasn't a confirmation, but it was near enough. Right after that interview, a new player, Carly Red, joined the discussion, and without mentioning names, claimed she had seen things back in the day that would shock people. These girls acting brand new, like they weren't hanging out at certain hotels every other weekend. She said the internet automatically thought she was. When it came to Erica, The timing, tone, and implication all pointed in the same way, putting pressure on Rasheeda to say something until eventually she did. But her answer just made matters worse. In a post that many regarded as excessively polished, Rasheeda said, "People love to create drama. Where there is none, I know my truth, and that's all that counts. Peace, and blessings to everyone pursing clout today." Fans' remarks were nasty. One commenter accused her of skirting the matter and shielding Kirk, writing, "Girl, blink twice if you knew." Another said, "So no denial." Interested in the anticipation was terrible. And just when it looked like everything had been spoken, another stunning twist shook the timeline. An anonymous user released what seemed to be screenshots of Erica and Kirk had a private chat in which Kirk complimented her appearance and proposed they meet privately to explore options. While the validity of the remarks was questionable, people went with it, creating memes, response films, and analysis of everything. Flared up at instantly. Erica quickly disputed the messages, stating they were phony and altered. She threatened legal action against the page that posted them and insisted on getting to the bottom of this smear campaign, but fans weren't letting it go. Why are all these receipts coming out now? Why is everyone staying quiet when things become real? Who's lying? What began? As a vague message from Yandi had now developed into a full-blown controversy that had drawn in almost half of the love and hip-hop ensemble. Friendships were strained, reputations were in doubt, and trust was broken. And throughout it all, one question kept coming up. What exactly occurred between Erica, Kirk, and Yandi all those years ago? And just as the internet sought to recover its breath, someone indicated that Rasheeda had been sitting on a secret of her own all these time. When people began probing further into Rasheeda's quiet, something even more stunning came to light. A decade-old blog entry, long buried in internet archives, unexpectedly reappeared, detailing allegations regarding Kirk's unofficial mentorships with women wanting to join the entertainment business, women he supposedly met on promotional tours. One name cited in the anonymous tip is a young, aspiring model. With a strong likeness to Erica Mena, the post was rejected at the time as pure hearsay, but today admirers examined it with new eyes. The reappearance of that post broke everything wide open. Even Rasheeda's most ardent admirers began to doubt, her with some commenting on her most recent post, "So you knew all along? And you've been protecting Kirk for years, sis." The heat got oppressive. Rasheeda's squad released a cryptic disclaimer stating that the blog was an untrustworthy source from a dark period of web reporting. But it was too late. The fire had already circulated, and everyone wanted to know one thing: what secret Rasheeda was concealing. Then came the video one. One of Kirk's old promo crew members shared a fuzzy, low-resolution video from back in the day showing Kirk visiting a hotel. A voice was barely heard in the lounge, surrounded by a few young ladies. That sounded disturbingly similar to Kirk's, who could be heard remarking, "She has potential man, she just needs the perfect shove." One of the females sitting next to him had a significant resemblance to Erica. Whether it was her or not became unimportant. The tale had already taken on a life of its own. Fans wanted Erica couldn't handle it any longer, so she went live in the middle of the night, her eyes swollen and her voice trembled. "Do you want the truth?" She said, "Okay, I met Kirk years ago, but it wasn't what you think. I was penniless and desperate, and he stated he might help, that's all. We never hooked up. We never passed that boundary. He ghosted." After only one meeting, the comments surged, and several fans sympathized. Others called her out. One person wrote, "If it was nothing, why lie about it? So long, yet the greatest surprise was yet to come." Just when it appeared like everything would calm down, Yandi arrived. Returned into the scene stronger than ever, she went live with her buddy Guju and talked honestly about the upheaval. "I never meant to expose anyone," she added. "But when people hurl rocks at me, I get. There's no option except to show them where they reside." Guju attempted to calm her down, but Yandi wasn't done. She intimated that she had serious messages. that would alter. Throughout the talk, followers implored her to drop off the receipts within 24 hours. In a now-deleted posting, Yandi uploaded a screenshot of an old text. The sender's identity was concealed, but based on the layout and answers, individuals I figured it was Kirk, because the message the sender stated, "Yo, that woman from that Club Mena or whatever is willing to do anything for the appropriate money." Yandi did not offer background or state when the message was from, but the inference was explosive. Once again, Erica broke down. She went live weeping. "I can't take this anymore, Yandi. You're out here destroying lives for clout. That message might be phony, and you think it's humorous to do this." A mother to a lady, her fans attempted to gather behind her, but the internet was already whirling in 1,000 ways. Memes filled timelines, and people selected sides. Erica. Or Yandi. Team Rasheeda. No one knew what was genuine anymore, which is precisely what made it. In the middle of all this upheaval, Kirk eventually made a move, which he wrote about. A video shows him seated next to Rasheeda in their house, his face taut and his voice low. "I've been in this industry for a long time, people say," he stated in response to the online turmoil. "Things twisted, but my wife and I witnessed it." Rasheeda nodded to the fans, noticed her grin didn't reach her eyes. They termed it damage. "Control, he's panicking," one user commented. "He knows something more is coming to drop." And they, within a few days, a former VH1 producer claimed to have early seasons of Love and Hip Hop came forth on a podcast, with the producer hiding her identity with a voice filter remarked, "A lot of storylines were canceled before broadcasting. A lot of couplings behind the..." There was always a speculation that Kirk had feelings for one of the new girls became tense behind the camera. When questioned if the girl, Erica, the producer, was silent for a second before saying, "I won't name." But you already know." That interview rekindled the issue, and people started to speculate that Rasheeda knew everything and had struck some kind of backdoor arrangement with the network to keep things quiet. In return for long-term protection of her and Kirk's images, the internet began dubbing it the ICE cover-up, and hashtags like #SideYourThrostgate and our Rasheeda news started trending. What began as Yandi shading Erica has now escalated into a full-blown conspiracy involving producers' unaired footage and alleged extortion. At this moment, other cast members began to distance themselves. Spice tweeted, "Sometimes, quiet is self-care." Carly posted a quote saying, "Truth always comes out, even if you bury it." The vibe on set was claimed to be tight, with production being suspended for several days as tempers raged and alliances altered. Producers were allegedly rushing to discover outfilm to use and what to remove, particularly now that fans were digging out so much on their own. Then came the Rasheeda's most heartbreaking moment yet, was when she went live without Kirk and her voice cracked as she spoke. "I've stayed by my boyfriend through everything I've forgiven. More than you even know. But this is different." She stopped and looked squarely into the camera because it's no longer just about me or Kirk, but about women. Being dragged through the dirt, friendships being ruined, the truth being toyed with, as if it were a joke. "I'm done pretending that it doesn't hurt." Fans were astonished when she finally... Was she falling down because of what Kirk had done? Or because of something else? She didn't elaborate, but her tears spoke more than words ever could. And just like that, the whole narrative shifted again. People weren't merely. When they questioned Erica, they were doubting Kirk's whole legacy, as well as Rasheeda had been covering for him this whole time out of loyalty or fear, while Yandi posted another cryptic message: "Truth hurts, but lies hurt far worse." Unravel, she then tagged no one, but the meaning was clear. The web of treachery. Secrets and muddled facts had grown too entangled for anybody to handle. Still, stories continued circulating, one of which said Mendeecees had fled town to avoid drawn deeper into the situation. Another said VH1 was contemplating breaking connections. with numerous cast members, depending on how the consequences played, out. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any, someone released a voice message in which a lady thought to be Erica may be heard, sobbing and said, "I should not have believed him when he claimed he would protect me. And now look, they're all coming for me." The recording went viral. Fans started scrutinizing every second, attempting to match it to Erica's voice from previous interviews. While she neither confirmed nor disputed it, her silence spoke enough once again. She was depicted as both the victim and the villain in a plot that was spinning farther out of control by the minute. And as darkness fell on what after one of the most turbulent weeks in love and hip-hop history, the only question left was, what happens? When is the truth not just messy, but also dangerous? By the time of the leaked voice, the message had been aired and repeated across every major gossip site, and fans were in a frenzy, not knowing what to trust. Yet one thing was clear: this wasn't simply petty drama anymore. In conflict, everyone picks sides, but no one leaves clean the morning after. Erica eventually broke her quiet, but she didn't go live. Instead, she tweeted a black and white photo with the caption, "Every lie finally consumes itself." The comments went crazy. Some complimented her for keeping her head up, while others criticized her, saying, "Girl, just accept it now." And then came the allegations that Erica was contemplating legal action not against Kirk or Yandi, but against VH1. Insiders reported she felt the network had pushed